Hey, welcome everyone. Thanks for tuning in. Today's video, I want to address those people that are waiting. They're waiting for the stars to align. You see, most people wait for that perfect moment, for funding, for support, for facilities, for the best equipment. But what if I told you that the key to your breakthrough is already in your hands? You see, I started a boxing club with nothing but a meat hook and a second-hand punching bag. So me and my family about 11 years ago moved from the city we're from to this coastal community, little small community. And at the time I was coaching and my kids were involved in boxing, and we didn't want to lose that. And I wanted to add value to my community. And I thought a boxing gym would be the perfect thing. But like I said, I didn't have a building, I didn't have funding, I didn't have equipment. I just had a vision. I had a few resources, and that was it. I ended up getting a job real quick. I needed to get some money, so I got a job real quick at a butcher shop. So one day, while I'm in the freezer, I see this old meat hook hanging there. And I asked the manager, I was like, hey, are you using that meat hook? He was like, nah, why? Do you want to take it? I was like, yeah. He's like, go for it. So I took the meat hook. I got my old second-hand punching bag. And there was a park. There was a little community park in the neighborhood we lived in. And so I told my children, hey, you guys want to start training? They were like, yeah. So we made our way to that park. I got that meat hook, put the bag on it, lifted it up to the back of the basketball rim, hung the bag, and my kids and I, we started training. I started running drills. Before you know it, young people started walking by. Hey, what are you guys doing? So we're boxers, man, we're training. Can I join? Absolutely. So he came. The next day, he brought his brother. The following day, more neighborhood young people started coming around and watching and asking if they can join in and start training themselves. Before you know it, I had so many young people there at that park that the association we're a part of started complaining about the noise. And so they shut us down. But it was too late because, see, the momentum started going. The momentum was already moving. It was already in flow. See, you don't need more. You need movement, because movement creates momentum, and momentum makes room for your vision, your goal, your dream to come to fruition. And so they put us in the paper. A lady that was on the board for a community room, for a community building, she read it. She said, man, this young man's doing great things for these young people. I can't believe the association shut him down. I'm going to open up my community center to him. Now we got a building. I started charging like $5 per class and started buying more equipment, started buying bags, gloves, headgear. And before you know it, man, we had a full-fledged boxing gym. Kids were sparring, kids were training, kids were learning combinations. And instead of being out in the streets or getting involved in things they shouldn't be, they were there learning boxing, learning self-discipline, learning self-respect, getting in shape, getting physically fit, learning how to defend themselves. And it was a beautiful thing. We took these kids out of town to spar against other gyms, and they did great. But had I waited for the right people or funding or building, none of that would have came to pass. I just looked around and seen what I had around me. A meat hook and a second-hand punching bag. And our boxing gym grew and it grew and it grew. These kids every day came through with a purpose. You see, you don't got to wait for the stars to align to create something. You just got to look around you and see what's already in your hands. Think about Moses. God called him to liberate his people from slavery, from the Egyptians. He said, I'm not a military commander. I don't have authority. I don't speak well. God told him, what's in your hands? He said, a staff, a rod, a stick. That stick ended up parting the Red Sea. That stick brought water from a rock. That stick became a symbol of freedom. You see, God's not going to ask you to use something that you don't have. He's going to ask you to use what you already have. Don't wait for support. Don't wait for the stars to align, because they're not. Don't wait for money. Don't wait for people to support you or help you bring your vision to pass. Start now. Start with what you have. I have a family member His name is Chucho Blends. Back then, his name was just Chucho. And he wanted to become a barber. And like I told you, this coastal community was out in the middle of nowhere. It's like 2 hours away from the nearest town, from the nearest city. But he had a vision. He wasn't going to let isolation or the lack of resources or money or people behind him to stop him from pursuing what he wanted to do. So I admired this guy's grind, and I said, hey man, why don't you come over and give me a haircut? This man showed up with those Conair clippers from Walmart, a lampshade from his house, and some toilet paper for some neck strips, man. And he set up shop in my living room and gave me a cut. He didn't let the lack of resources stop him from pursuing his dream of becoming a barber. Back then he was just Chucho. Now he's Chucho Blends. I mean, look at this guy. Look at his work. So think about it. You don't need a sponsor. You don't need a viral video. You don't need funding. You don't need people to support you to get behind you. If you have a vision and it's real to you, look around and see what's in your hands. See what God equipped you with internally. You can stop waiting. The stars are not going to align. Start with a meat hook and a secondhand bag. Start with Conair clippers and a lampshade. Start with a stick. Whatever it is you have, whatever resources you have available to you, start then. Because once you start, the world will start noticing. On what you built from nothing, that's where the power is. If you're holding something in your hand right now, drop a comment. Let me know what it is. Let's stop waiting, man, and let's start building.
Thank you for joining us. We hope today's episode has sparked your curiosity and offered you new insights into the human experience. If you enjoyed the episode, please consider subscribing and sharing it with others who might find value in our content. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment and a thumbs up. Until next time, keep exploring, reflecting, and finding meaning in your own unique journey. Safe travels, and we'll see you in the next episode.